Kickoff in Athens is just around the corner, and these are my game-by-game predictions for the Georgia Bulldogs this season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. And as always, we are powered by our friends over at FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/SECU to get $250 in bonus bets today. Kickoff's just around the corner in Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs getting set for the 2025 season, and these are my game-by-game predictions for Kirby Smart in Georgia this season. Guys, as we first take a look at what FanDuel has to say, they've got the over-under win total for the Dogs set at 9.5, the over at -170, the under at +138. So a lot of money coming in on that over, as you would expect. Most people expecting Georgia to eclipse that 9.5 to get to double-digit wins yet again, and of course compete for a spot in the college football playoff. If you want to bet on that, place other bets as well. Win today over at FanDuel.com/SECU when you sign up. FanDuel.com/SECU if you want to go place your bets today. So without further ado, guys, again, I'm going to lock in my game-by-game predictions for the 2025 season for Georgia. And before I do, I'll say this. It has been really, really fun this offseason, chatting with Dogs fans and talking to those that cover the Dogs and kind of even observing from afar, because there's kind of a special edge right now that Georgia's working with. It's within the fan base. I'd imagine it's within the program, because there's kind of this thought, right, that Texas all of a sudden, they've taken over. They're the darling. They're the favorite. It's Texas's year. And then all of a sudden, who's that coming down the track? Well, it's Kirby Smart in Georgia, right? And they open up their 2025 season in non-conference play against the Marshall Thundering Herd. I will say this, the way Georgia's schedule opens up, I think it works out really well for them when you consider some of the new faces, obviously at quarterback with Gunnar Stockton, right? Might take a couple weeks to get things rolling. Well, you've got Marshall in your season opener between the hedges. Guys, this one will not be close. I think it'll be a great opportunity to get a bunch of different faces in there. A lot of guys are going to get playing time. You should be able to build confidence in this football game, not just win this football game, but win big as well. Then the following week, it's kind of similar story. You got Austin Peay coming to town between the hedges. Ho-hum, no big deal. This will be another great opportunity for Gunnar Stockton, Mike Bobo, Nate Frazier, everyone on defense. Again, to feel good about yourself, to build momentum. We know how big momentum is in college football. I think Georgia is able to do that. They start 2-0 with no problem at all. And like I said, guys, I think with all the pieces you have that are new or that are just unknown, you couldn't really ask for a better start and a better way to ease into the season. Then you jump into SEC play. Week 3 on Rocky Top at Tennessee. Admittedly, I think this game, it lost some of its luster because of the fact that Nico Iamaleava left. I think because some of that shine has worn off Tennessee after making the college football playoff in 2024. Had sort of a tumultuous offseason, if you will. But still, it's Georgia-Tennessee. It's a big-time rivalry. These two sides hate each other. This feels like the perfect spot. Gunnar Stockton going on the road, his first big-time road start. We all know Neyland is going to be going crazy. I mean, this is the perfect scenario and perfect recipe, if you're a Vols fan, for the upset to occur. Here's the issue, though, and here's what favors the Dogs and why I'm picking Georgia. There's just some games, guys, where their guy owns your guy. And Kirby Smart owns Josh Heupel, flat out. I believe the stat is Tennessee hasn't scored more than 17 points against Georgia in the Josh Heupel era. And think about what Josh Heupel's bread and butter is now. Think about that. Haven't scored more than 17 points. There have been better Tennessee teams than this one that could not beat Georgia. I don't see this being the Vols team that pulls this big upset. I just don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think Gunnar Stockton will play well. I think we see that Georgia running game, Nate Frazier and company, because that's what I think is going to control the ceiling of this Dogs football team. I think they're able to run the football effectively. I think Georgia's defense will dominate, probably force Joey Aguilar into some mistakes. I think the Dogs get the win. They win their SEC opener. They win their road opener. Gunnar Stockton silences some doubters, gets a big road win. Dogs move to 3-0, 1-0 in the SEC. And again, I just think for Josh Heupel, Kirby Smart in Georgia, it is that riddle he cannot solve. I think defensively, it's another dominating outing from Kirby Smart's group. 3-0, 1-0 in SEC play is what you start. Then you get the bye week, and then it's the big one. Between the hedges, Georgia hosting the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer and company come to Athens. I was at this game last year, guys, in Tuscaloosa when Georgia and Bama did battle. And let me tell you, that's one of the most electric college football atmospheres I have ever experienced. Georgia's been licking their chops and waiting on this football game. What was it, 2015, I believe, was the last time these two teams played in Athens, and that one was ugly. That one was forgettable, as have been many of these for Georgia, right? And they have not fared well against Alabama. Bottom line, Kirby Smart has not fared well against Alabama. You got him in that national title game, but outside of that, you haven't beat him in the regular season in forever. Kirby Smart never has done it. It has just been frustration after frustration. I think if there's a game on the schedule Georgia wants more than any this season, I think this is it. And it's understandable, right? I mean, this is going to be one of the best atmospheres in all of college football this season. Obviously, one of the premier games. And if you ask me and tell me I can only go to one game this season, is this number one? Maybe. If not, it's 1B or 1C, if not 1A, right? So I think this is going to be a great game. I cannot wait for this one. But it's like I said when I was talking Tennessee. Sometimes a coach or a side, for whatever reason, they got an edge on you. And I think Bama's got that edge on Georgia. I don't care where the game is played. I need to see Georgia beat Alabama in a regular season game before I can pick it. It also helps, guys, for me when I pick this game. I'm high on Alabama this year. Like, I think Alabama, their questions revolve around quarterback. Ty Simpson clicks, that team's going to be in the SEC title game. That roster, top to bottom, is that good. Georgia's roster is very good too. Georgia's roster is obviously built kind of like Bama's is. I think Bama right now, I trust them to win that battle in the trenches, the battle, that physicality battle up front, if you will. I trust them more to win that battle right now, and I think they will. I think Bama comes in and gets a massive, massive win between the hedges. I think they beat the Dogs yet again, and I just think this is Kirby Smart's kryptonite for whatever reason. He cannot beat Alabama in the regular season. I don't think that changes this year. I think Bama comes in, gets a big-time win, which, again, I know Dogs fans, some of you already clicking out, you're tuning out, you're done with it. Just stick with me. Just stick with me here. But I do think Bama gets that dub between the hedges. Guys, let's move on. The October opener, if you will. That, by the way, would drop Georgia to 3-1, 1-1 in SEC play. Hey, you then get some relief the following week, right? You got the Kentucky Wildcats coming to town. These games are always close in Lexington. It ain't going to be close in Athens. I think Georgia's going to pound Kentucky, take out some frustration, expect a big day on the ground from Nate Frazier. Maybe some of those receivers pop off. Zachariah Branch, Noah Thomas, maybe some others as well, the passing game. I think Georgia is going to be able to do whatever they want to do. They're going to dominate defensively as well. Kentucky's the worst team in the SEC this year. Georgia beats them, moves to 4-1 and 2-1 in SEC play. Then the Dogs go on the road to the Plains to take on the Auburn Tigers. Guys, this is going to be another sexy upset pick when it comes to who Georgia may lose to. And I've already seen them. There's going to be folks out there, probably a good number of them, especially if Auburn gets off to a decent start, that are going to pick Georgia to go into the Plains, go into Jordan-Hare, the magic of Jordan-Hare. We saw what happened in 2023. Georgia almost lost that football game. There's going to be a lot of people that are picking Auburn. I ain't there yet with Hugh Freeze, man. Georgia is not losing this football game. I think Georgia will win this football game. I don't like what's coming out of Auburn fall camp, admittedly. I almost want to change my pick and take away a win or two because it looks like it is complete dysfunction. I don't trust anything within that operation. Listen, I know Jordan-Hare, spectacular and it's magical, but all it takes is one big play or two big plays from the Dogs, a big defensive stand. Jordan-Hare ain't going to much matter. That atmosphere, I don't think will much matter. I think Georgia goes in there. I think they get the win. Is it as close as 2023? Maybe. But again, even if it's a close ball game, I don't care where it's being played. Georgia has DNA traits that Auburn ain't got. Until I see differently, Auburn ain't got them. Georgia's got them. Georgia, late drive to put it away. I could see them winning by 10 points. I don't know exactly what the score will be right now, but I think Georgia gets the win. I don't trust Auburn in that spot to pull that upset. So Dogs improve to 5-1 and 3-1 in SEC play. Georgia then hosts Hotty Toddy, the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Kiffin and company come to town. There's going to be revenge on the mind. I'm high on Ole Miss, too. I think Ole Miss is actually going to be better than a lot of people expect. Big game for the Georgia offense. I don't know that at this point Ole Miss's defense is quite clicking. I know they just gave Pete Golding the extension. I don't really care about that. They're going to be better than people expect, but they ain't winning between the hedges. I think the Dogs win this football game. They get some revenge for last year to move to 6-1, and this would be 4-1 in SEC play. So 6-1, 4-1 in SEC play. That takes us into the bye week and then the following week to get the month of November underway. Folks, it's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville, Florida. This is a game that I was at last year, by the way. First time ever in Jacksonville. Maybe we're back this year. Maybe you'll have to wait and see. It was a great time, great atmosphere. Really good game, too. Florida had Georgia on the ropes. Of course, we all recall what happened. Carson Beck throws, I think, 3 interceptions. Probably made that one. Maybe it made it closer than it was supposed to or should have been. But, Florida had Georgia on their heels, and you could argue almost won that football game. I think Florida does win that football game this year. I think Georgia gets upset. I think it's going to be kind of similar, guys, to what we saw last year for Georgia, where they've got these big ones against Bama and Texas, and then there's going to be a sneaky game in there. There's going to be a sneaky game where I think Georgia is going to get upset. Hear me out on this. Georgia has historically long winning streaks against Tennessee, against Auburn, against Florida, against Georgia Tech. Guys, they're going to lose one of those. I feel really confident. I would place a bet right now they're going to lose one of those. So I'm saying it's the Florida game. Okay? You want to say it's Auburn, you want to say it's Tech, you want to say it's Tennessee, by all means, go right ahead. I won't fight you to the death on it, but they're going to lose one of those, and I think it's going to come against the Florida Gators. I think DJ Lagway. Now, if DJ Lagway's not healthy, if he's not playing, obviously, that changes my outlook. That changes my pick. But I am assuming right now we are getting the best version of the Florida Gators. And like I said, guys, let's call it for what it is. Like, I think Florida should have won that game last year. I think they do win if DJ Lagway does not get hurt. That is sort of beside the point, though. Give Georgia the credit for winning the football game. I do think Florida pulls the upset in Jacksonville. I like what Florida's got from a total roster standpoint, but especially at the quarterback position with DJ Lagway. I think Florida, I'm not saying they're equal to Georgia in the trenches. Now, that's not what I'm saying, but I think they have enough in the trenches. I think they've got enough to go toe-to-toe with the Dogs for 60 minutes and pull the upset, and I think they do just that to shock the Dogs, hand them their second loss of the season. That would drop Georgia to 6-2, and what? Their second SEC loss, 4-2 in SEC play. So 6-2 overall, 4-2 in SEC play, and all of a sudden, right, you're going into the rest of the month in November saying, we can't lose another one. Like, our playoff lives are on the line right now. Hey, the SEC title beside the point, we can't lose another one, right? So following that Florida game, you then travel to Starkville, Mississippi to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Listen, I think Jeff Lebby and company are going to be improved this year. I like Blake Shaven at quarterback. Love Devon Booth, the running back, and Fluff Bothwell. Georgia, after losing to Florida, they ain't losing this one. They're going to put belt to ass, I think, in Starkville. The cowbells won't be ringing too loud that day. I think Georgia gets a big win. And, guys, that is going to set up, after Georgia moves to 7-2 and 5-2. 7-2, 5-2 in SEC play. Sets up a massive showdown against the Texas Longhorns between the hedges. Now, you might recall, some of you are yelling right now, Chris, do you not realize what you did earlier? I said, what did I do? Chris, you don't realize you picked Georgia to lose a home game. They haven't lost a home game since 2019. What is it, 31-0, I think, in the last 31 home games? They haven't lost a home game since 19. Man, what are you doing? You're right. I did pick them to lose a home game. I do think Georgia loses a home game this year. But they ain't losing two. They ain't losing multiple home games. Like I said earlier, DNA traits, right? DNA traits when it comes to Georgia. I know a buddy of mine used to work for Georgia. He worked under Kirby Smart. He talks about it all the time. DNA traits. It's in Georgia's DNA right now to beat Texas. I mean, Kirby Smart has got Sark's number. 58 carries for 60 yards. 58 carries for 60 yards. That's what Texas did last year against the Georgia defensive front. 58 carries for 60 yards. There's nothing more dangerous than a dog backed into a corner. Georgia will be back in the corner with 2 losses. They are not picking up their 3rd loss in this football game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very high on Texas. I think very highly of Texas. I think they're in the playoff this year. I got them in my SEC title game. But they are not walking between the hedges and beating the Georgia Bulldogs. They're just not doing it. Flat out. They're not doing it, right? I think it'll be the Georgia running game. I think this will be a defensive slugfest is what I think it'll be. I don't think Georgia can probably get into a shootout with Texas and expect to win this game. I think at this point, though, like Gunnar Stockton's obviously clicking. I'm not saying offensively they won't be able to do anything, but like you got a pair of elite front sevens. This game is going to be about the front sevens. That's what it's going to come down to. I just trust Kirby Smart and Georgia, especially after what they did to Texas last year, right? The same way Kirby and Georgia have had a Bama problem, Texas might have themselves a Georgia problem. I'll venture to say right now, they do. They do. So give me Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs at home. Guys, they walked in their trap last year, took over their trap. I mean, they beat the hell out of them in Austin. So, and I know this is a different year. Different quarterback, Arch Manning, right? I get it. Give me the dogs, though. I trust Georgia, DNA traits. I trust them to beat Texas, get the job done. A massive, massive win to move Georgia to 8-2 and finish 6-2 in SEC play. Guys, the following week, you then have Charlotte. Ho-hum, no big deal. Won't spend a ton of time on it. You beat the brakes off of Charlotte. The only way I think it could be a lackluster performance. Maybe you're feeling real good after the Texas game, but this is Kirby Smart we're talking about. He won't let that happen. You take care of your business against Charlotte. Probably a week for your starters to rest up a little bit because it'll be a very physical game against the Horns. And then you've got the rivalry game showdown against Georgia Tech at Mercedes-Benz, by the way, in Atlanta, because for some reason people thought this was a good idea to make this a neutral site game. I'm actually really high on Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech is going to be very good this year. That said, and who can forget last year's game? What was it? 8 overtimes, just pure madness. Probably took multiple years off of lives of Georgia fans everywhere. That said, I think Georgia beats Georgia Tech again. It's just, dude, Georgia, this is the definition of sunning someone, owning someone. Like Georgia owns Georgia Tech. They own them. Like property of the University of Georgia is right there down there in Atlanta. Like it is. I mean, it just till I see otherwise. So Georgia owns Tech. Georgia beats Tech. And again, they'll know what's on the line, right? Tech's going to be trying to play spoiler and knock the dogs out the playoff. Georgia's going to know, hey, we got one more of these to go. I do not think Georgia makes the SEC title game. I know some Dogs fans, you'll be taken aback by that, but that's really not that big of a deal in today's college football. But I think Georgia will beat their arch rival, Georgia Tech, to finish the season 10-2 and 6-2 in conference play. I've got the Dogs in the college football playoff. And guys, here's the thing, like I said, I got 2 losses. I mean, you would think me picking Georgia to go 10-2. Dogs fans, I know y'all are yelling at me. Hey, you might as well go 7-5. Do Kirby the favor. Pick a 7-5. I don't think you're going 7-5. Let me get that on record. A lot of parity in college football. And listen, I making these predictions, once again, 10-2, 6-2 in SEC play. I am fully prepared for Georgia to prove me wrong. Trust me, fully prepared. Because I've got the most, if not more respect for anybody in this league than Kirby Smart. Like, Kirby Smart has proven it to us time and time and time again. I trust the heck out of Kirby Smart. I think Kirby Smart's going to get himself a title in this new era of college football. I know he wants to do that. He wants to prove to everybody he can win one in this new era. I think he will. I really, really do. But we have to admit there's a lot of questions with this team. There's a lot of optimism. It's Kirby's most talented roster from a blue chip ratio perspective. I get all of that. But there's a lot of questions. We don't know what Gunnar Stockton's going to be. We don't know, maybe more important than that, what the offensive line is going to be and if Georgia can run the football, right? A lot of talent on defense. I worry less about that side, but still, maybe some question marks up front, right? You lost some key guys on the defensive front. We'll see about that. That said, I would lock Georgia in as a playoff team, even if you want to say the losses are different. I feel pretty good about 10-2, I'll be honest with you. That Bama game is one for me. Like I said, I'm picking the loss for Georgia. Prove me wrong. Go show me. Show me. Go beat Alabama. Show me. And then I think you drop one more. Like I said, of all those winning streaks you have, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn, Georgia Tech, I do think you falter in one of those games, but no more. And if Georgia went 11-1, guys, it wouldn't shock me. Like I told you before, I don't think anybody's going 12-0 in this league this season. Just don't think it's happening. Georgia went 11-1, wouldn't shock me at all. You want to call me a doubter? Am I sleeping on the dogs? It is what it is. So again, guys, that being said, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What's your predictions for the Georgia Bulldogs in the 2025 college football season? Guys, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Before we get out of here, I do want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, because as always, we're brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. And on Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans, guys. It is 24 hours of deals on all of your favorite football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race, whether you think it's going to be Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whoever it might be. Crown your champion in August as well. Lions, Eagles, Chiefs, Bears, whoever, or parlay your division winner dark horses. Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. Again, guys, sign up at FanDuel.com/SECU. When you do so, that's FanDuel.com/SECU. FanDuel, play your game. Guys, once again, appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. So next time, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we will catch you on the other side.